Trevor Howard's image was etched into the memory of cinema-goers. The poised, commanding presence in Brief Encounter, the enigmatic figure navigating the shadows of the third man. To audiences, he appeared polished, magnetic, and effortlessly compelling. Yet behind the familiar face was a man whose life Hollywood struggled to govern. Promises of stardom came and went, contracts dissolved, and opportunities slipped away as quietly as they had appeared. Whispers of unconfirmed wartime honors and a past shrouded in discretion only deepened the intrigue surrounding him. While the world admired his talent and charisma, few glimpsed the private rules he lived by or the subtle defiance that guided his choices. What caused Hollywood to hesitate before fully embracing him? What secrets did Trevor hold close, never revealing, that shaped the trajectory of a career the world could only partially comprehend? Born in 1,913 inches, Cliftonville, Margate, Trevor Howard's path to becoming a celebrated actor was defined by persistence and talent. From his early training in drama and performances on the stage, he cultivated a presence that combined intensity with subtlety, a skill that would become his signature on screen. By the time Brief Encounter introduced him to a wider audience in 1945, Howard had established himself as a performer, capable of conveying both restraint and deep emotion. Hollywood took notice, offering opportunities that promised international recognition, yet the path was never simple. Projects were abruptly halted, contracts rescinded, and whispers about unverified military honors circulated behind the scenes, creating a cloud of mystery around his career. Even as the world celebrated his achievements, tension simmered beneath the surface, an undercurrent that hinted at the personal principles and private choices that quietly shaped the trajectory of his life. But behind every accolade and headline, the story was far more complex. Trevor Howard's early years were marked by quiet determination and a natural affinity for the stage. Raised in a middle-class family, he developed a sense of discipline and focus that would carry him through the challenges of drama school and early theatrical work. Every role, however modest, became an opportunity to refine his craft, shaping the understated intensity and nuanced performances that would define his screen presence. His breakthrough came when post-war British cinema sought compelling new talent, and Brief Encounter established him as a leading man capable of profound emotional resonance. Critics celebrated his ability to balance vulnerability with strength, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. Yet even at the height of his initial success, questions lingered about his unverified military honors and the personal code he maintained, hinting at complexities beneath the polished performances. His rise was not just a matter of talent, but of persistence, resilience, and unwavering adherence to principles that would guide him throughout his life. As Trevor Howard's reputation grew, the pressures of recognition began to weigh heavily. While audiences celebrated his commanding performances, the realities behind the scenes were far less glamorous. Howard often resisted Hollywood's insistence on conformity and a marketable image, turning down projects that conflicted with his personal values. This independence came with sacrifices, strained friendships, missed opportunities for international acclaim, and the constant negotiation between artistic integrity and professional advancement. The machinery of show business, with its relentless pursuit of compliance, clashed with his steadfast principles, leaving him isolated at times. Howard endured these challenges with quiet fortitude, maintaining dignity without resorting to scandal or complaint. His career, though decorated with accolades and respect, reflects the invisible cost of staying true to oneself. The lost projects, the postponed triumphs, and the subtle toll of a man committed to both craft and conscience. Despite his undeniable talent, Trevor Howard faced setbacks that quietly altered the course of his career. Promising contracts dissolved, projects were unexpectedly shelved, and Hollywood studios approached him with caution, wary of the man whose past and principles remained largely opaque. The whispers surrounding unverified military honors and his personal discretion added an air of uncertainty that complicated opportunities for global stardom. The very qualities that defined his performances, independence, integrity, and meticulous care, sometimes became obstacles within an industry that prized predictability and compliance. Colleagues remember his composed responses to disappointment, a quiet perseverance that never spilled into public drama. His decline was subtle, unmarked by scandal but deeply felt. Roles left unrealized, ambitions quietly deferred, and a sense of isolation for a man whose principles frequently put him at odds with the structures of commercial cinema. Audiences continued to admire his performances, but the struggles behind his brilliance remained largely unseen. In his final years, Trevor Howard stepped back from the relentless demands of Hollywood, choosing projects that aligned with his artistic vision rather than chasing fame or fortune. Friends and collaborators remembered him as warm, intelligent, and principled, yet always protective of his private life and the truths he chose to keep hidden. The full details of his personal affairs, the extent of his wartime service, and the reasons behind the professional obstacles he faced remained largely undisclosed, preserved by his own discretion. When he passed in 1988, he left behind a legacy of celebrated performances accompanied by lingering mysteries, unrealized roles, withdrawn contracts, and personal secrets quietly shaping his journey. Howard's departure reflected the paradox that had defined his life. A star admired globally, yet a man whose inner world was known to very few, leaving an enduring sense of intrigue that continues to captivate those who seek to understand the man behind the screen. Trevor Howard's influence on cinema endures, his performances continuing to serve as benchmarks for subtlety, depth, and authenticity. Generations of actors and filmmakers reference his work as exemplary, praising the quiet intensity and humanity he brought to every role. Audiences remember the resonance of his performances, the restraint, the measured emotion, the lingering presence that made him unforgettable. Yet alongside admiration lies the enduring mystery, the unconfirmed military honors, the lost contracts, and the personal choices that kept him partially at a distance from Hollywood's full embrace. His name persists in retrospectives, scholarly studies, and the memories of those who knew him, a testament to a talent guided by principle. Beyond the characters he portrayed, Howard's legacy lies in the balance he struck between brilliance and autonomy, discretion and visibility. The enigmatic aspects of his life continue to fascinate, ensuring that Trevor Howard is remembered not just as a consummate actor, but as a man whose story remains compelling and quietly untold. Trevor Howard's life illustrates that acclaim and talent do not always equate to control or comprehension. While audiences celebrated his mastery on screen, the man behind the performances maintained personal principles and boundaries that Hollywood often struggled to accept. His story reflects the tension between public admiration and private integrity, a star who pursued his own path, even when it meant foregoing opportunities and recognition. Viewers remember the elegance, the gravitas, and the captivating presence he brought to each role. Yet the quieter narrative of discretion, independence, and enduring mystery remains equally compelling. What do you recall about the man behind the icon? If he were with us today, what hidden truths might he finally share? Fame and Shadows invites you to contemplate the delicate balance between brilliance and autonomy. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to explore more untold stories from the world of cinema.